31 prompts, 31 drawings. The theme, Cringe.
So a while back, I was scrolling through Pinterest and I found an art challenge tailored to be done in October. It was called Cringetober. For the sake of this video being posted in June 2025 and not October 2024, I made some small adjustments to the prompt sheet to better align with this video. So the first prompt was Fursona, and for me that's like super easy. I already have a Fursona because I'm just cringe enough to have one. This drawing is pretty simple, not much to say about it. I just did a simple full body drawing of my character, no background, no serious shading. I actually ended up kind of liking how this turned out, and I thought it made a good profile picture, so I switched my profile to this drawing. The second prompt was Heterochromia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Which is like when one of your eyes is a different color than the other. I chose to draw Dovewing from Warrior Cats because if you're familiar with the Warrior Cats fandom and series, many people argue about the eye color of this character. By the way, I have a shop where I'm selling Warrior Cat stickers, one of which is Dovewing, and if you want to check it out, please go ahead because I have way too many stickers. I totally overstock. The third prompt was Good versus Evil, and I once again went with Warrior Cats. My submission for this challenge is not the drawing itself, but instead the editing of that drawing. If you used to use DeviantArt like I did back in like the early 2010s, a lot of people's profile pictures would have like a character and it would like glitch to another version of the character. A lot of them would do like the good versus evil thing, so I wanted to try that out with this old drawing. The fourth prompt is My Little Pony, and I know absolutely nothing about My Little Pony. I've never watched the show ever. I've seen people draw like the Rainbow Dash one and the Cowgirl one together, so I did that. I have no idea if I captured their personalities. I tried my best. I actually kind of like how this drawing turned out. I've realized that the drawings that I made that had more than one character in them, I end up liking them more. It tells more of a story than the ones that are just like one character just like sitting there. This is really crazy to admit, but I have never used MS Paint before. I decided, you know what, since I never used MS Paint, why don't I use a different program that is just as cringe and funny as using MS Paint? So I decided to use the Animal Jam painting feature. I drew the Weibo bird. My new favorite bird is whatever bird that is that makes that noise. It's like totally adorable. I have never used a DeviantArt base before, but I've seen them many times on the website. This one was really fun. I picked out something super silly and then drew over it using Psyche K characters, specifically Psyche K, the main character of The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, and love interest Terahashi-san.
Are you supposed to react to perfection? That's it!
Day 7 is self-shipping, and that is probably like the most embarrassing thing you could like ever post about. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought like the funniest possible thing I could do for this is like have me holding a body pillow of a character. Here's me with my amazing Gojo body pillow that I totally don't have. I really don't have one though. Like I don't have a body pillow. Can you imagine if I had a body pillow? No, like I really don't have one. Like now it sounds like I do have one, but I don't, I swear. Day 8 is Candy Gore. I did not know what that meant, so I had to look it up. I decided to divert from like the online meaning of Candy Gore and decided to like do my own thing, which was Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time doing experiments on one of her Candy Kingdom residents. And I mean, that kind of technically is Candy Gore, you know? Like, even though it's not the Candy Gore that the internet knows, I feel like it kind of fits the prompt. Whenever I think of Princess Bubblegum, I think of that one scene where she was with a bunch of like tiny candy people and she was like taking the legs off of them. Like, that was pretty disturbing. I mean, if you know the Adventure Time lore, she is a bit of a gray area character. Prompt 9 was Creepypasta, and I was super excited for this because was something I was into when I was like in middle school. If you're not familiar with the concept of creepypasta, they're like online horror stories, usually about like video games, and for some reason a lot of people would romanticize these stories and then draw the characters that were in those stories as like hot and sexy and edgy. My personal favorite growing up was Ben Drowned, which was a variation of Link. I was obsessed with everything Zelda. Yeah, the story itself was something along the lines of some dude who was obsessed with Majora's Mask drowning, and then like it haunted the game. I actually have no idea, like don't quote me on this. I was more into like just the fan art, not like the actual lore. Rage comics, oh my god, those were my favorite. I had like a collection of them like on my little iPod in 2012. I felt like for this I had to recreate a very iconic picture of Ninja the streamer where he's wearing a shirt with the troll face on it, and it's just like the funniest picture ever. I send it to my brother all the time, so I just had to redraw it, and like it fits the Rage Comics theme because he has the troll face on his shirt. So song lyrics, this one was tough because I just could not figure out what song I wanted to do.
I'm a goofy goober! You're a goofy goober! We're all goofy goobers! Goofy, goofy, goober, goober!
I, along with many of you, I'm sure, used to watch popular animation memes in like 2016. I redrew a frame from an animation meme I posted about 4 years ago. It was actually my first post on this account. Okay, one of these days I want to make an animation meme and I want it to blow up. Like I want to be who I wanted to be back in 2016. Okay, we can do this. One of these days I'll make one and then you guys can make fun of it because it's 10 years past its prime. Fandom Sona self-insert. I actually don't remember what I did for this. Hold on, let me look. Okay, yeah, if you watched my 10 art style challenge, one of the styles I tried to recreate was Splatoon art style. I actually ended up really liking the way that one turned out, and I wanted to explore my Splatoon Sona, per se, a little more, so I just did some sketchy drawings of that. I don't really know how I feel about like the finished product. It's very like rough and not refined. Though, to be honest, like most of these aren't, so I don't even know what I'm complaining about. Pretty Little Psycho, that's a song. I don't know if by using this as a prompt it means like there was like a trend where you drew something a certain way. I genuinely had no idea. I'm only really familiar with the song itself, not like a trend that was around it. The best I could do was like draw myself in anime style and then have it be like super edgy with like a knife and blood and be like Pretty Little Psycho. I don't know. See, like that's the best I could come up with. I don't know what it, I really had no idea what it meant. Like I didn't know at all. So I hope I got it right. I don't know if I got the prompt right. Oh well, I tried. Day 15, rainbows. You probably think I'm gonna do like a rainbow themed character like Rainbow Dash, but no, I wanted to take like a break on this one and I did something really simple. I just did like a background, like some clouds, and then had a rainbow on it. This took me like 30 minutes max. I was getting super exhausted of doing characters because characters take a long time, and you know it does not take a long time drawing clouds. so this was my break. Day 16 was emo art style, and I was actually super excited to try this because I've never drawn like this before. I was expecting to not like it, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. According to what I saw on the internet, it's like the way people would draw on like the side of their homework or whatnot when they were bored in school and they were being emo and edgy and they were hating on school and being a kid and being a middle schooler, and that all sucked. When I was in middle school, I was only drawing cats, so I did not have the emo art style phase. Well, like I sort of did, but it was like more like cats with bangs and not like girls with bangs. I kind of wish I drew like this, like I had an era like this because it's like kind of iconic, but I did not. So Mary Sue, my freaking favorite archetype for a character. So for me right now, my weird hyper obsession is Avatar, like the blue people Avatar. I made a Reef Navi Mary Sue. When I was doing this, I was thinking about like what a Mary Sue would be in that universe. In the movie, the Reef Navi have tattoos to represent like certain accomplishments or their purpose within the clan, and I thought, well, like my character can have tattoos even though she's young, which means she's sort of like a prodigy in a sense. I drew her alongside one of my favorite characters, Soraya. In this drawing, like she's like her older sister, because that means if she's Soraya's sister, she's also the eldest daughter of the leaders of the clan. So like super Mary Sue, right? Like pretty, good at everything, clan leader, daughter, etc. Yeah, prompt 18 was Sparkle Dog. I don't have a Sparkle Dog character. I thought the best way to approach this was to join a Discord group and ask the Discord if anyone had a Sparkle Dog OC that they wanted to be drawn. Someone responded and they gave me their character and I drew it for them. I hope they liked it. They said thank you and they seemed to like it, but obviously you never know. I just I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. Never had a Sparkle Dog. Most of my like OCs or like personas growing up were mostly just like my Animal Jam characters, and they didn't really fit the Sparkle Dog aesthetic, so we're more like fitting the like edgy aesthetic, because if you know anything about Animal Jam, you were cool on Animal Jam if you had a spiked collar, and that's pretty emo. Rare pair, which means, according to the internet, because I did not know, it's like two people that most people don't think would be together, but that particular person is shipping them, and that's like rare. I don't really do shipping. For me, I did Roger and Stan from American Dad, because that's like the best I could think of, and I thought it was funny. Not familiar with American Dad, Roger is the alien who dresses up as multiple personas, and he's kind of hinted at being into Stan a lot. I think it's funny, so I had Roger dress up as one of his sexiest female characters and try to impress Stan, but he is not impressed at all.
Stan's gonna freak when we tell him about this. He's always had a major crush on me.
Prompt 20, I'm kind of random. I decided for this that I would take a piece of homework I had from years ago back when I was in school and draw on it like it was 2010. It's the first one I did that was not on my tablet. I thought it would be fun to switch it up a little bit. It's not really impressive in terms of art, but I thought it was like creative to do something different. Also, I was sort of trying to do stuff that would be like low effort so I can actually complete this challenge. Ugh, Angel and Devil. I decided to mimic a Psyche K transition card. A Psyche K, they do like small skits, and then like in between the skits they'll have like a title card introducing the next skit. So I tried to create one. I didn't really like how this turned out. So I had two of Psyche's like main love interests in the Angel Devil aesthetic. That's what it is, and I started it and I didn't want to have to redo it because that would be really annoying. Prompt 22 is art style replicate. I made a whole video literally just about this. I actually took my Mob Psycho design and inserted it into a actual screenshot from Mob Psycho, so then it's like a little different from what I did in my other video. I thought this one kind of turned out cute. Can't tell if it actually looks like she's like inserted like as a real character in Mob Psycho or not. Yeah, so here's my character hanging out with Reagan. If I were in Mob Psycho, that would be the one character I'd be hanging out with because he's like the funniest one. So I'm gonna be honest with you. For this one, I totally kind of sort of cheated. Instead of doing a whole new drawing, I took my prompt 1 drawing, my persona drawing, and just like reskinned it. And I made her more like goth aesthetic. I could have done more. But you know what? I actually kind of like it. I kind of like the way it turned out, okay? Prompt 24 is evil, edgy, and I am back doing warrior cats for this one. I recreated a frame from one of Flightfoot Warrior's Ashfur videos. It didn't take very long, it was a very quick one, so I was relieved while doing this one. Number 25, OC dresses up as character. I actually did my character from my thesis film, one of my characters from my thesis film, dressed up as Freckle from Lackadaisy because Freckle's design kind of inspired my design for my character for my thesis. It made me realize that Freckle is way better designed than my character because I was looking at them side by side and I was like, oh, I had an $1,000 budget, and if I had as many fur details as Freckle did on my character, I think I would never have finished my thesis. But it was cute seeing them both together. Day 26 was Gore art, and once again we're doing cats. We're doing warrior cats again. I had to do the iconic tiger star gets killed by Scourge. This might have been one of my favorite drawings from this challenge because I just thought it was like super expressive, and I thought I kind of cooked with like the way the two characters were drawn together. I'm gonna just assume that I don't have to blur this. I've seen multiple multi-animated projects with Scourge literally being animated as slicing Tiger Star's body open, and they never got striked, so I'm just gonna assume I'm able to post this with no problems. So prompt 27, character playing instrument. This is funny. This was actually supposed to be my day one drawing because I put my persona alongside this character playing an instrument, which is actually one of my friend's personas. Then I decided that for the day one prompt, it should probably just be a standalone. So I pushed this one to day 27 because the other character was playing an instrument. I started this challenge went like February or March, and then I gave up and then came back to it early May, and then now here I am posting it in June. So yeah, this drawing is kind of old, I'm not gonna lie. Day 28, anime art style, bonus points if it's 2000. I get bonus points because I did panty and stocking. I took my character that I made in the 10 art style challenge and inserted it into a scene from panty and stocking. I pretty much did the same thing I did with the Mob Psycho one from prompt 22. Princess/prince, so I decided to use my most favorite couple ever, Zelda and Link, and I actually decided to draw over some scenes from the OG 1970s, 1960s Romeo and Juliet. So I drew over some frames from the movie and then drew them as Zelda and Link instead, and it was easy and fun, and my Twitter and Instagram really like Zelda and Link, so that's like killing two birds with one stone essentially. 30, I'm losing my voice. Who else but the beautiful Nendo from Psyche K, drawn in the style of handsome Squidward. How else would I be able to approach this? It's like the hottest possible thing you could do. Handsome Squidward was so sexy that he had to revert himself back to being ugly just because people wouldn't leave him alone. I don't even know why I chose Nendo for this. So the butt chin, he has a butt chin, and you know who else had a butt chin? Handsome Squidward. So it kind of fit the aesthetic of drawing him like handsome Squidward. Oh, last one, thank God. Day 31 was originally Halloween themed, and it's not October anymore. It is June of 2025. I wanted to do something kind of cutesy and different. I took some pictures outside, decided to just casually draw them in the sketchbook. I wasn't really looking to get the proportions perfectly correct. I was just kind of casually doodling. If it weren't for this challenge, I would not show you this. I'm not very proud of it. I smeared my ink a lot of times, but I refused to restart because it would just take a long time. And also, look, it's a cringe challenge, okay? If I wasn't cringe, then I wouldn't be doing this correctly, okay? Yeah, I like summer. Summer's great. I like summer more than October. I'm going to make a lot of people mad by saying that, but I do. So I'm glad I did this in summer.